President Obama has commented about marijuana legalization in an interview that he did with The New Yorker, and he spoke in favor of marijuana legalization. He said, "I don't think marijuana is more dangerous than alcohol." He said this to editor-in-chief David Remnick, adding that smoking pot is less dangerous than drinking, quote, in terms of its impact on the individual consumer. He expressed approval for the recent efforts to legalize the drug in some U.S. states, citing the disproportionate number of arrests for marijuana-related crimes, particularly among minorities, as we have discussed on this program many times. He said in terms of pot legalization in Colorado and Washington, it's important for it to go forward because it's important for society not to have a situation in which a large portion of people have at one time or another broken the law and only a select few get punished. However, he did call marijuana a bad habit and a vice. He compared it to his previous cigarette habit, and he says he told his daughters that using marijuana is a bad idea, a waste of time, and not very healthy. He also said, listen, marijuana is not a wonder drug. Those that argue that legalizing marijuana is a panacea and it solves all these social problems, I think, are probably overstating the case. It's very important, I think, for President Obama to speak about this, but the reality is that President Obama also could be doing more at the federal level in terms of marijuana legalization. He did instruct federal authorities not to violate state legalization of medical marijuana, and that has been the source of much controversy and disagreement. But I think President Obama, legally speaking, could be making more attempts to change the federal status quo around marijuana if he wanted to, and or if he thought there was a political will to do it.
Yeah, I think that's what he should be doing. I think talk is cheap, and it doesn't seem like he has a stance on it, really. I don't know. I think that if a different president were to come along, that president could maybe just start enforcing again in states that have legalized marijuana, and that could be disastrous. So I'd like to see Obama try and get this handled at the federal level, and just kind of set a precedent.
Most people would agree, thinking critically, rationally, logically, that if someone wants to get high off of illegal drugs, they're going to be able to do it regardless of the legality of the drug, although how you obtain the drug could certainly be different. So do we not prefer people acquire the drugs in stores that check IDs and pay taxes and take the power and money away from the cartels and all of the violence that surrounds the sale, production, distribution, manufacture of illegal drugs? That seems to me to make sense. And when we step back and look at this study that was done for the National Institute on Drug Abuse by the University of Michigan, the actual drug use when we look at cannabis is near a 30-year high, while the use of drinking alcohol is at a 30-year low. Yet alcohol still is causing so much more in terms of accidents, in terms of illness, etc. We have to open our eyes to the reality here.
For sure. And many people at the state level are, and I'm pretty happy about that, I guess.